Well, hey everybody, how are you today? No, you haven't missed anything. If you're watching the replay, comment replay underneath and you may have a chance to win in 24 hours after this live has finished. So my name's Sharon and I'm from the blog I Restore Stuff. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube for lots of DIY tutorials. Just look up I Restore Stuff in any of those places. Hi guys, thanks so much for watching. We're going to be doing something exciting today. Look at that piano behind me. I don't know if you've been on my page, on my I Restore Stuff page, but I've been, and on my Instagram, actually, if you go to my Instagram stories, I've been working on this piano, but it's not a piano, okay? It's a fake one. It's actually a stage prop, and it's been made up of old TV cabinets, so that's exciting, and I've just been doing some finishing touches on that, so I thought it'd make a great backdrop and a little display area for what I'm doing today on the live. So, today, guys, I'm just going to pull up to see if I can see your comments over here on the live. Hold tight. How are you? Awesome. Now I can see you. Thank you so much for sprinkling, Tracy. You're always sharing the love for us, so thank you so much. Guys, I just wanted to tell you straight up front, and I'll remind you again later, that there's only 3 days left for the Essential Stencil fall sale. Now I've made a little list of here's what you have to do. So I'm going to be using some of those fall stencils that are on sale today. So they're with the minis. They're like a 6-inch set, 3-inch, there's little mini tag sets, all kinds of things. So here's what you have to do. You have to click Sharon's link. So the link is in the comments or in the top, the description of the live here today. Then you have to select 3 items for your cart when you get to that link. These are the fall stencils that are on sale for 3 days only. 3 days left, guys. And then you use the code buy 2 get 1 at the checkout and you will save massively. You actually you're buying 2 and you get 1 free. Good deal? All right, so I'll remind you of that again in a little bit, but that's what the link is there for. There's a link at the top of the description of the live, and also it will be shown in the comments so that you can see that. All right. So yeah, you won't be able to use my other I Restore Stuff code on that special sale because that is just such a really good deal. But for any of the other essential stencils that you want to grab, you can use my code on the regular stencils. So that's I Restore Stuff. But for today, I'm going to show you some of those ones that are on sale. And they include this 3-pack of the 6-inch stencils. And we've got Autumn Leaves and Pumpkins Please. We have, let's see the other one, Sweater Weather. It's very cute. And I think I like Fall most of all. So I love that little wreath there. And remember, you can use the wreath then for other words that you might want to put on the inside of that. So that's a great idea. The other little mini tags that I have here are the But First pumpkin spice. I guess you've seen all the But First coffee. Any hands up who loves pumpkin spice? I'm looking over this side because I can see comments on the laptop. I'm not seeing a lot from the phone in front of me. So yes, thank you Sandy for sprinkling. So yeah guys, share the live if you know someone who loves DIY and stenciling. Where's our other ones? I did a live a couple of weeks ago using these exact ones. So Hello Pumpkin, and is that the right way around? Pumpkins, isn't that cute? Love the pumpkin truck. So that's one of the mini sets that I'm using today, and the fall mini tags, I haven't used these yet. Sweet October. So get in quick, 3 days left for this sale. Buy 2 and get 1 free. So that's the code you need to use. Use my link. I'd love you to use my link that's in the comments and in the description of the live up the top. Happy fall, y'all. There's a link right there that you can use, and then you just follow the instructions and the prompts right there at the top. It's buy 2, get 1 free. Autumn blessings. Isn't that cute? So remember, you can use the words, mix and match them with the images on all the stencils. So today I'm going to be upcycling some ordinary frames that I've just bought at a thrift store. So I've taken the glass out of this one. So you need to take the glass out, then just give them a quick scuff sand. So let's get started on some of that today, and I'll try and catch your comments here as we go. So if you have some questions about stenciling or any of the things we're doing, let us know. So Essential Stencil has gone ahead and put that sale description and the link right there in the comments so that you can grab a hold of those before they all disappear. All of our fall stencils, these mini ones, are on sale right now. So I've just unclipped the back, popping the glass out because you want to paint the frames when they are when the glass is out. It's so much easier. Okay, so we're just going to give these a quick scuff sand, and by scuff sand I mean you don't have to sand the entire varnish and stain off so that it's raw if you're just going to paint the frames, which is what we're doing with upcycling today. So I'm letting you in on a few of my furniture painting tips because that's what I do. I'm a furniture painter, blogger. I love to take old furniture pieces, upcycle them, and I've been doing it for about 8 to 10 years now, I think. I'll have to get my timeline right. And I love it. It can be quite addictive. It's just so much satisfaction in taking something that's old and creating a new use for it, repurposing it. So all I'm doing now is just scuffing with a bit of sandpaper. Then you want to just clean the surface because that's quite, whoops, sorry, I bumped you guys. Clean the surface because it's a bit dusty of all the sanding dust. And now we've got 2 frames to work with, and these size of these frames is probably around like a, I don't know, 6 by 8 or something, I guess. But they're perfect size for some of these mini tags. See how they fit right in there? So we're going to be using those to create a great bunch of fall decor signs that you can just put on your mantle or somewhere like that and then you can change up the seasons because of course Essential Stencil has stencils for every season, and if you're not in the Stencil of the Month club, that's a great place to gather and collect a lot of stencils. So I'm testing out some brushes that Essential Stencil sent me this month. So this one's just a natural bristle brush. We're just doing some testing to see how they go. So I'm using Fusion Mineral Paint. You can use any kind of furniture paint or chalk paint. I love this mustard colour. This is actually called mustard. And it looks like it sort of blends in with the frame colour a bit, that golden pine colour, but it'll actually look... The mustard is a beautiful fall colour, don't you think? So let me just scroll and see if I can see your comments there, guys, because I'm seeing pinned ones. All right. Hope you can see that. Sorry, I'm trying to look at the camera, look at my laptop, and see comments all at the same time as trying to paint a frame. So my painting technique, if you want some tips, this is a real rustic frame. See, it's got this kind of a rough bit in there. I like to lay the paint on. Now probably you'll need a couple of coats of any kind of paint, but I lay the paint on using about a 45-degree angle, and that's how you get your nice smooth brush strokes. Now I say lay it on, you don't want to be pushing the paint on. So here's a tip for you. If you're pushing the paint too hard, you're going to sort of move it off, but we want to lay it on just really gently, just sort of like you're gently brushing it over the surface. And we probably will want a couple of coats with this. Now here's a tip when you're doing frames. I like to hold on to the frame and work around the edges. So I'm doing the ends, or the outside of the frame, and then I come towards the inside. Laying it on again, remember, and we've got those little grooves. I like to go right up to the corners there. Just see if I can get that in the shot. And just along there. Now when you get to this last bit, I don't have anything to hold on to. So what I want to do is I want to paint the outside first. So I'm holding underneath, just painting that outside section first. Some of you probably have other ways of doing it. This is just the way I paint frames. And then I can lay it down like that and do this inside section. We're going to be getting to our stencils in just a moment, showing you some of the fall stencils that are on sale right now. This week you've got 3 days left to grab a hold of the buy two, get one free. And you can use my link, which is right there in the description of the live or in that pinned comment that Essential Stencil has posted. Also, we always do a giveaway here on the lives. So, all right, so now I want to move it. I just have to move it slightly that way. And this one's all ready to go also. Now, I'm going to do a second coat of that. This is a nice brush, by the way. And I want to put that brush in a little piece of plastic bag, or you can wrap it with some plastic wrap, just so that it doesn't dry out in between coats. And then I put that aside and use that again for the next one. All right, I'm just going to use a little bit of black for this frame. And while these are drying, we'll get onto our stencils and have a look at some of the fall stencils. Now this, I'm using a chalk paint. So chalk paint's got quite a porous finish. A lot of people ask me the difference between chalk paint, milk paint, and mineral paint in the different types of furniture paints. So I do like to send you to my blog post, which is, if you go to my website, irestorestuff.com, you'll find a very detailed blog post on all the differences between chalk paint, milk paint. And if you just type in the search bar at the top of my blog post, the difference between, and you'll come up with exactly that post. One of the main differences is that chalk paint and milk paint are both porous, have a porous finish, so you need to seal them. Whoops. And mineral paint usually has a built-in top coat, so it usually has a matte finish, so it sort of replicates chalk paint. I've painted this one mustard, but you kind of can't tell because it looks like this golden pine colour, doesn't it? All right. And if you can't tell already, I'm from Australia, so my accent's a little different from the USA. And Australia is experiencing spring right now. So we're in opposite seasons of the year to you guys in the US and Canada. And it's actually quite warm today. Now we talk in Celsius, so degrees Celsius. It's up close to 30s, which I think is sort of high 80s, 90s. So it almost feels like summer here in Australia. So we've got all the birds out, the flowers are blooming, and you guys are losing leaves over there. But fall and autumn is such a pretty time of year. So I was showing everybody on the last frame that I painted. So some of you might be doing, fall stencils, and there's also a lot of Halloween stencils in the collection that are on that sale. So it's not just these ones I'm doing today. There's a whole bunch of ones you can choose from. Just put 3 in your cart, add the code buy 2 get 1, and then you will save. So there's a bunch of Halloween ones. You might like to do a black frame like this for your Halloween stencils and do one of the minis. So the mini tags, if you've just joined me, we're going to do some mini tag stencils to go inside these frames, create and upcycled some fall decor for a mantelpiece or something like that. So just giving you some tips on painting furniture by painting frames. Frames are always a really great idea to start with. So if you're thinking about painting furniture in your home, practice on some wooden frames that you might have lying around the place. It's a great thing to practice on to get your brush strokes nice and smooth. Oh, I feel like I've got nowhere to touch now and it's kind of moving around on me. So I've got a couple of painted frames that I've done already. I've got 4 altogether today. So we'll get stuck into our stenciling now. And we will probably need a second coat on that black also. So what I want to do is just, again, put it into a little a plastic bag or a piece of plastic so that it doesn't dry out, and I'll come back and do those second coats at a later time. Now to move them without getting paint everywhere. Now I've done this red one also, and I've done this orange one. Now the red one's got 2 coats, the orange one has just 1 coat. You can see that it's a Tuscan orange and it has just 1 coat, so it's still looking not great coverage. So you want to make sure you've got a nice good coverage on your frames. So popping those aside, trying to get this out of the way also. Whoop. Yeah, there's a bunch of different frames available. I'll just pop that one aside there. It's tricky doing frames because there's nowhere to hold. Just to reiterate what you have to do, here's a little sign I made for you. So you just have to click Sharon's link at the top for the sale. It's buy 2, get 1 free in the description or in the pinned comments in this video. Then you just select 3 items for your cart from the fall and Halloween collection. And then you use the code buy 2, get 1 at the checkout and you'll save. Easy peasy. Okay, so with our stencils, I'm going to be using just some cardstock, black card or black paper. You can use any colour paper you like. I've also got this piece of paper that I thought it's a handmade paper. Look at the little flecks in that paper that a friend made for me. And I've just used some cardstock that I got from a dollar store. So I don't have any other white. We'll just use some 3 black ones and a white one. Now looking at your frames, so there is one frame here that's a little bit larger than the others. So see that one sort of fits inside that one there. Actually, that's another idea that you can do, is double your frames up. You can glue those together, hot glue those together and create one frame if you've ever seen that done. So what I need to do is just make sure that the stencils I'm using are going to fit within that. So here's some of our little mini tags. So we're looking at these. These are a part of the sale today. So you just grab 3 at the checkout and you'll get 1 free. You just buy 2, get 1. So this has got Happy Fall, y'all. So that would fit within really nicely. Any of the mini tags would fit right in. It's the other ones that I want to look at. I love these. This is a 6-inch set. Fall Most of All is the name of the set. So it's called Fall Most of All. And we've got Autumn Leaves and Pumpkins, Please. So that one, for example, it'll fit on my piece of paper, but this is the wider frame, so I think it could fit, maybe not. It's going to be a little squishy, so we don't want it too squishy. But you know what? We could just use Autumn Leaves, or you could just use Pumpkin, Please. What's the other ones? Sweater Weather. That one's likely to fit, I think. Sweater Weather. So just having a little look, and that one will fit nicely. So we'll start with that one for our orange frame. And the other one in the 3-part set is, but I think I love Fall Most of All. And again, that one would also fit in the frame, but you would want to just leave the wreath off and just create just the words. And then you could use the little leaves. Look at the little leaves that are on the Sweater Weather. Could get some of those mini leaves and just use the words here and spatter the leaves around on the outside. So see how you can easily interchange all of these. Even if you use just the words, you could add a little pumpkin here, or you could add this leaf up the top here. So see how you can kind of interchange all the stencils. I love the Essential Stencils for that reason. Okay, let's go with our first Sweater Weather. Now we're doing it with an orange frame, so I could just do white to make it kind of stand out, which I might do, but I think the leaves would look great orange, or even some kind of a metallic. That'd be fun, like a copper metallic or something. So if you wanted to, you could tape this down. Look at me bringing tape today to the party. Oh my goodness, I think for the last couple of lives I've actually forgotten to get out my painter's tape. So just for those who are worried about me, there we go. We have painter's tape today. It's going to keep it nicely in place. I've got my newspaper handy, or you can use a paper plate or a cloth, something like that. And I'm going to use a small Essential Stencil brush. Now the wooden brushes are at Essential Stencil still. You can grab those using my code iRestoreStuff. So you can use my code I Restore Stuff for any of the other things, the regular stencils. I just wanted to show you too, the wooden tags are still available on Essential Stencil's website. So these are gorgeous pine tags. They come with the little rope that you can hang them with, or you can choose your own, go buy your own ribbon to just hang the wooden tags from. Gorgeous decor item that you can use for any of these mini tags stencils. Okay, what color are we going to do this? I was going to do white, and then I might actually do white on the leaves. So you'll see I do this sometimes as I do white on the leaves, and then I go over the top of that white with the color, or whatever I'm going to do, orange, for example. So I'm going to use a chalk paint. This is an Aussie chalk paint, and it's in the color Parchment. It's Artisan is the name of the brand, and it's only available in Australia. I'm a retailer for that, so if you're in Australia, you can get that from my website. If you're in the USA, there are lots of other different chalk brands over there that you can grab. But you don't have to use chalk paint, just use any acrylic paint for your stenciling. All right, so with our stencil brush, I'm using the I guess it's a 1/2 inch brush. And I've offloaded as much as I can onto my piece of paper. Now, like I said, I'm going to actually colour in the leaves also, so I'm stenciling those. And then I'm just doing little swirly motions over all of the letters to get the paint right in there. And someone's just asked, when will the new brushes be available? Well, we're only testing them out right now, so not for a long time, but keep posted. The new, these brushes are available now, so you can get the Essential Stencil brushes right now, but we're just testing and trying out some others to see if some of them might be good for stenciling, some of them might be good for painting backgrounds, things like your frames and things like that. So just testing them out on a few different surfaces as we do our lives, which is a bit of fun. Always like getting a bit of happy mail, new things to try, to get excited about, but we'll be sure and let you know when those will be available. Okay, doing my leaves, and as I said before, if you've just joined me, I'm going to be doing the leaves in white, but then I'll go over them with the colour. And sometimes that white just gives it a nice solid base for the colour to pop out on a bit more, if that makes sense. I'm just doing one coat here. It may need another coat, but sometimes I like this. It almost looks like chalk on a blackboard when you do white, just a little bit transparent or translucent. So it just gives it a bit of a antique-y finish, I think. Excuse me. Okay, so just popping that back so you can see before I use my other colour. There we go, oops. It's just a bit of dried paint flake. So there's our sweater weather. Doesn't it look gorgeous? Now I'm going to put my stencil right back down on there so I can just do those leaves. And there's that orange. Just going to grab another little brush. Look, these are so tiny that I just want a tiny, tiny brush. Look, I might even just use the brush. This is the brush that I used on the frame itself. So here's the frame. And I used this brush. So instead of a stencil brush, I'm just going to give it a good old try at dabbing that over the top. And I haven't even put any more paint on it because I know that this... Oh, I could have used one of our makeup sponges. Yeah, I knew that this had some paint on it already from painting the frame because I have to do a second coat. I've just popped it in a plastic bag. So there we go. There's one leaf there. This is not a stencil brush. It's just a paint brush. A really cheap chip brush, actually, that I just got from our hardware store. Starting to run out of the orange that was on there. So I've done white underneath on the leaves just to give it a bit of a base. I'm going to have to go in. I have to go into the paint. All right, just to add a bit more colour. Oh, this is not a good brush for stenciling. But because it had the orange paint on it, I kind of wanted to use that up. Trying to squish the brush bristles together to get it in there. And trying not to get it on the other letters at the same time, so it's a little bit of a trick. Door tags. Amanda's, oh yeah, she's saying she's used those tags. Door tags, that's a great idea. Okay, there's the leaves. Now again, I was thinking you could use a metallic colour on those for leaves as well. Some of the copper colours and gold would look really great with fall. So here's the finished look, and see, I'll bring that up close. See how the orange really pops because I've got that white subtly underneath it. I'm not sure if you can see the white under the leaves. You can just see it on the tips there. So this is one of the stencils from the 3-pack called Fall Most of All. That's the name of the 3-pack. And this one's going to go in our orange frame, which is the larger one of the two. So I am going to do my second coat. I'll do that later. But I just wanted to show you too how you can measure for your frame. So this is the glass that goes in that orange frame. So, oops, we'll clean that also. Just pop it down on top so you can kind of see where it'll go. And then we just need our pen or pencil. Don't know where I put my pencil. A pen will be fine. And trace around your glass. That way you can see the image through there and you can see where it's going to sit. So you centered it. Hopefully, you know, you would have centered the stencil on the paper. But, oops. Haven't cleaned my stencil yet. So I can kind of see that. My scissors. Let me see, I've probably missed a whole bunch of comments there, guys. Yeah, I love the colour on the leaves. Who is that? Denise said. It's Tuscan Orange, that's a Fusion Mineral Paint colour. Should have my glasses on for this job. I feel like I'm tending to need them a little bit more often these days. Hey guys, I wanted to shout out and let you know too about my VIP club that I have a private VIP club. If you are a sign maker or a retailer, or even if you are just doing a hobby right now but you really want to turn your hobby into a business, you can jump on my website, irestorestuff.com, or go to the link that I've posted in the description of the live. Right at the end there, I give you a link of where I've opened up the cart for the next 5 days to my VIP club, so that if you want to join that, it's a lot of fun. We get to practice going live on Facebook. We get to learn all about the new and latest tips and tricks on social media. So that's my I Restore Stuff VIP club at irestorestuff.com. You go to the workshop section and you'll see links to that there. So the doors are open for the next 5 days if you wanted to join me there. So just cleaning off my stencil a little bit before I move on. Yeah, looks like this one's going to need a bit of soaking. I wasn't quick enough. Yeah, so my VIP club has been a lot of fun. We've had some foundation members in there for the last few months, and they've really grown in leaps and bounds, and I'll be posting some testimonials in the next couple of days from some of those in the group who have really enjoyed it and gained so much from it. One lady who I posted about today has actually been turning away clients for custom furniture painting work because she's just had so much work going on, because she's increased her audience in her local area on Facebook, in her Facebook business page. So lots of fun and good things happening there. All right, I'll just pop this in here for now, but I wanted to show you that we will be painting this a second coat, because that orange is really looking not great right now. Just want to show you what that stencil is going to look like. Oh, see, that's kind of, if it's too big like that, you don't want your cardboard or your paper squishing in the frame, so just cut the edges, and that sometimes happens when you've just drawn around the outside of your glass. Probably should cut the scissor line just inside that pen mark, because it does warp it a bit and you don't want your image getting all warped. Okay, I think this is the right way up. Correct me if I'm wrong. And don't forget, we've got prizes, guys. Again, there you go. So there's one. I'm just going to pop that on the piano behind me. If you missed that earlier, I've got this fake piano that's for a prop for our local theatre company. And there's one stencil. For our fall decor. Let's do another one for this red frame here. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is some of the mini tags that we've got on the sale. Don't forget, copy Sharon's link, or just click on the link that's in the description of the live or in the comments. Select 3 items for your cart, and then use buy 2 get 1 at the checkout. And you will save on any of those, any of the mini tags. There's lots of Halloween ones. There's also some other 6-inch stencils, which are fabulous. Okay, here's our black card again, and I'm going to choose from one of these. I do like this, Autumn Blessings. So let me see. I guess that can go any way, can't it? So Autumn Blessings, and I'm using the red, so I might even just do some red on that leaf there, okay? This one will even go here, and I can actually create 2 tags with this. Maybe not. Let's see, is that going to fit within, just always check if your paper is going to fit within that frame. It is, so that will be great. You can get 2 tags out of one piece of paper, because our mustard one, which is pretty well drying, if you missed the beginning of the live, I gave you some great tips for painting frames. Okay, so that one, yes, that's going to fit within that. So that must be a 5x7, maybe. So let's do 2 at once. Why not, hey? So we've got Autumn Blessings, which I'll have in some red tones to match this frame. What else? We could do the pumpkins one. We've got Sweet October, Happy Fall, y'all. Let's do one with some pumpkins on it. Sweet October. That's cute too. So I can go up this way with that one, and then we'll be able to do the pumpkin in a mustard colour. Remind me if I forget what I'm doing, guys, okay? Okay, so again, we're going to do a white background. Here's our white, and whoops. Just going to wet that. There's a little wet patch here, just wetting my brush. We're going to do a white background, even on the leaves, and then I'll go over that with the red. Just going to make sure I'm sort of centering this, because we've got a hole up here. I'm trying to center this to where the card will be placed in the frame. Move it across to the side here, just in case. All right, I think we're in the right spot. And where's my little magic bits of tape? That'll be good, won't it? Rita says she loves doing stencils, love making signs and all kinds of crafts with these. They are great gift ideas too. With Christmas coming before you know it. Okay, did you know that today there is exactly 100 days until the rest of 2020 is over. Guys, what are you going to do with your 100 days? I put a post on my personal page about that yesterday, saying there's 100 days left of the year. What are you going to do with yours? What are you going to do with your 100 days? It's been a bit of a rough year for so many people. Let's make the most of the rest of 2020. 100 days left. So kind of like numbers and things. I think it's kind of cool. And it was actually my mum's birthday yesterday. So I told her, Mum, your birthday marks 100 days left of the year. Sorry, I'm saying that because in the USA, today is your 23rd of September. For me, it's actually the 24th today. So I'm referring to yesterday because it was Mum's birthday yesterday, and yesterday was 100 days left for us. Today, it'll be 100 days left for you. I think that's right, yes. Do get my days mixed up a little bit when I'm on the other side of the world and talking to y'all. Oops, I'm skipping through the comments. Joyce says, "Love each day." I like your comments. Maggie says she can't wait for the election. That's an odd comment because a lot of people are like, "Well, I can't wait till it's over." Maybe that's what you mean. But yeah, it'll be interesting, and they're awesome quality stencils. They'll last forever if you take care of them. Rita, you are absolutely right. They are really great quality. Essential Stencil has posted in the comments there where you can go join my VIP club and find out more about that to see if it's for you. It's mainly for people who are wanting to grow from being a hobby and growing into a business. All right, I've done the white. Remember, I'm going to go over that with the red. So let's go back over here to our sweet October sign. And we're doing white on black. And then I'll get onto my gorgeous little piece of paper here, handmade paper. Doing little swirly motions. And the reason it doesn't bleed under is because we offload the brush. So it's pretty much a dry brush what we're working with here. Just barely any paint left on it. So if you are still getting some bleeding underneath your stencils, it is highly likely that you've just still got a little bit too much on the brush. Once you think you've got enough off, wipe off more. You can always add more on, but it's really hard to take it off once it's bled underneath those letterings and the stencil images. So really offload as much as you can on a piece of paper or card. And as I say in most of my lives, practice with doing it on a piece of cardboard or a piece of paper first before you go putting it on your real signs, or say you want to stencil some furniture. That's always a fun idea. Okay, so we've done our white base, and I'm going to grab a wet cloth and just, if I'm going to stencil some more in white, which I'm not sure if I am, but just in case, I'll pop it in a wet cloth like that. And take that back just to show you how nice and bright that white is against the black. But before we do, I'm going to go over that with that mustard colour, aren't I? Is that what I was doing? So this mustard frame for this one, red frame for this one. Yes, Sharon, that's what you're doing, talking to myself. Okay, mustard, where are you? And the mustard brush, here it is. So this was the brush I used for painting the frame, which I'll paint that a second coat soon also. But I'm just going to go over here. Now there should be plenty of, yep, there is plenty of paint on this brush, and I want to offload a bit more so it's not all going to come off on the stencil. But I'll just tap that really gently so that I don't get any bleeding underneath. But it's going over the top of the white. Now the white gives it a nice solid base to make it pop. And there we go. There's that one. Sweet October. And then yeah, the sooner you can clean off your stencil, the easier it is to get off. I'm using furniture type paints, so they tend to be really great at sticking to the surface of anything. Now our red, I'm going to use the brush that I use to paint the frame with. So it's not a stencil brush, and again, just going to offload. Let me pop that back into the packet. Oop. Using a plastic packet because I've got to go back and use my, oh, this is tricky. I'm going to do a second coat, so I don't want the paintbrush to dry out, just popping it in the packet there in plastic. Here's my red that I've used to paint the frame. Now this one does have 2 coats on it, so we'll probably add a bit of a wax or a glaze to go over that as well. Now I'm just going to do some red on this leaf here. And I'm doing a little bit of a stippling method here because I think that there's quite a bit of paint on the brush. I don't want to drag it underneath the edges. Joyce said you could stencil a piece of furniture, even a piano. Yes, like the piano behind me. I don't know if you saw that earlier. If you've just joined me, I've got a piano prop. It's not a real piano, so they're using it for a theatre company nearby, and they've asked me to paint it black. And it was really well built. They didn't just gut a piano, they actually built one from an old TV cabinet, and it looks really real. It looks great. So they've got a place where you can pop a keyboard and even a little hidey hole where you can place your laptop or iPad or something if you need to plug in those to read the music or, you know, control the sound and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. So you can kind of see that red popping through. And these are from the fall stencil collection that is actually on sale right now. If you are on the email list for Essential Stencil, you probably would have got an email about it. But today I would love you to use my link that's right there in the description of the live. And you've got 3 days left for this buy 2 get 1 free sale, which is an amazing deal. So here's our stencils. We want to make sure now that it's going to fit right there. Isn't that gorgeous? That's going to look really sweet. And I don't know which frame now, because they're all the same size, goes with which stencil. You have to pop that back in just to see if it's the right one. Actually, this was the first one I painted. I know for sure it's this one over here. I don't think it'll make a lot of difference, but maybe I should have numbered my frames or something. Would have been a good idea, Sharon. Anyway, yep, that's the one. It fits. So I'm popping the glass right over there, and this one, it looks like I only have to cut one side. So I'm just going to get my pen or a pencil. Found my pencil, guys. Make sure I've got it all lined up. That's for this one. Yeah, the white really does make it pop, see? So you can just see that white that's underneath the red. And I just did it straight. It's not a shadowing technique. Usually I'll do that shadow technique. Well, sometimes I do, but this is just having white in there as a base. Pop the glass back in my frame. Putting that the right way up for the frame. Thingy, what's it? Backing. And there we have a gorgeous little autumn blessings. Now here's the piano I was just telling you about. So there we go, adding that now to our sweater weather. We've got autumn blessings, creating some lovely fall mantle decor, just upcycling some frames. And you know, the great thing about these, guys, is that you can change them out for different seasons. So I'm just going to double check that this fits. Let's just pop it down here again. You can watch me, tell me if I'm doing it wrong. Okay, just moving these out. Sometimes when you're painting the frame, these little things, I don't even know what you call them. The frame thingies. Okay, we're going to put the glass down on here, and again we just have to cut 2 sides by the looks of it. I'll just put my pencil down. There it is. Pencil kind of stands out on the black a little bit better than that pen did, so across there and across here, because these sides are just fine. And again, we did stencil that using the mini tag set, and I'll find out what the name of that set is called in just a second. Is it this one? Sweet October. Nope, not that one. Okay, I've lost the packet. It's right there in the link. Here we go. Fall mini tags. That's this one. And the other one was the pumpkin tags. Okay, so this one's from the fall mini tags. It just says Sweet October. So then when November comes, you can change it out for your Christmas mini tags. So easy. You could make these up for every season of the year using all the different seasonal mini tags you can get from Essential Stencil. Now, remembering that this mustard frame, I'm going to actually do a second coat on that. So there we go, Sweet October. How cool is that? Now, last one I'm going to show you. So here's 2, 3. Looking great. The mantle's looking wonderful. And I've just got one more to show you. I painted a black frame, so that obviously needs a second coat also. So I'll do that. I'll finish all these off later and then I'll post some nice pictures. But I'm going to use this gorgeous piece of handmade paper that my friend Sue created and gave to me. So one more for this, guys. What am I going to use? What's the other one here? Happy Fall, y'all. Autumn Blessings. Let's do something from the pumpkin tag set. But first, pumpkin spice. How about that? We've got 2 going long ways. Oh, maybe I should do one going up the other way. It doesn't matter. Really? Does it? Let's do but first pumpkin spice, because that just sounds fun. Okay. Just a little bit of tape. Now, I don't want that tape to stick to that because it's a handmade paper. So, and using now, because I've done white on the others because it was a black background, I'll just go with a little bit of black on here, and that'll match the frame also, so it'll make that really stand out on the frame nicely. Hi guys, don't forget that if you hang around, we have got some prizes to give away at the end of our live. And today we're making some upcycled signs for some fall decor, and just showing you how to upcycle some frames for some mantle pieces. Again, I wanted to tell you about I'm finished with the red for now. I need to pop that in my bag. The sale that's going on right now with Essential Stencil, there's a link in the description of the live or even in the comments that you will want to get a hold of. Where's my newspaper gone? Here it is. Click on the link and it will take you to the fall stencil sale where you can buy 2, get 1 free. So all you have to do is click on that link, select 3 items for your cart, and then use the code buy 2, get 1 at the checkout. The instructions are all there right at the link. So all you have to really do is click on the link and follow the instructions. And I've got the link right there in the description of the live or at the pinned comment there. Okay, so I'm offloading my brush with a little bit of black. Again, I'm going to use this as a base, and I think I'll go over that pumpkin with, can you see? There we go, sorry. I think I'll go over the pumpkin, and I need a little bit more tape here because I think that these words are quite close to the end. I don't want to get the black off the end of the stencil edges. Offloading our stencil brush. This is the Essential Stencil 5/8 inch brush. Sorry guys, I'm missing a lot of your comments this morning. My computer is like way over the other side. But I will, if you've got questions, please let me know, or because I would love to go back. I love to go back and answer some of those questions after my live with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, or by then it might be lunchtime here because I'm in Australia. We're down under on the other side of the world. We're ahead of you by a day, guys. We're ahead of our USA friends by about a day. Okay, I'm going to move this over to this side because I don't want to go off the edge. But first, pumpkin spice. You know, it's spring here, so we don't have our fall weather on, and I don't know, in Australia there's not a lot of pumpkin spice going around, so let me know if you've got a pumpkin spice recipe. I could make some pumpkin spice latte or something. If I can't buy ready-made pumpkin spice, I know someone out there is going to have a recipe for me because I do love it. I think it's great. I can make myself a pumpkin spice latte and pretend it's fall and pretend I'm going back into winter even though we've just had ours. Do like a bit of pumpkin spice. I don't like the extremes, you know. I'm a bit of a spring and fall girl. Don't like the winter cold, although my state doesn't really get very cold at all. And I don't like the hot, hot summer, which ours gets very hot here in Queensland. So I'm in Queensland, Australia. The Sunshine State, they call it. Probably like a little bit like Florida weather, they say. Gets very humid in the summer. All right, so with this pumpkin, I'm just doing this black, smushing it down as a background. Rita says, I'll say it again and again. I love Essential Stencil. They are really good quality stencils. Joyce says, this will be a fabulous project with my grandchildren to do too. Absolutely, Joyce. I think it's a great idea. I know our kids here are on a school holiday at the moment, so they're on a spring break. Got a couple of weeks off school before they go back to school again. All right, I'll just lift that up a little bit so you can see that nice black writing pops off the page there. And then let's do this in that Tuscan orange, the pumpkin, to give it a, make it stand out with that pumpkin-y look, shall we? Here it is. Oh, this is that brush that I wasn't really happy with. I'm just going to ditch that brush and get an Essential Stencil brush already. Okay, it's the Tuscan Orange Infusion mineral paint. It's just a furniture paint. You can use any acrylic in any pumpkin colour you like. I just love some of these fall colours though, don't you? Whoopsie. Oh, Joyce is asking how much I paid for the picture frames. Probably $1 at a thrift store, actually. One of them was 50 cents. So really, it's a great idea. Now I'm going to do a little thing here where I'm just going to colour the very base of the pumpkin and not the top of it. So I'll leave that a bit black. You'll be able to see what I mean when I hold it up closer in just a minute. Trying to get a little bit more colour because that black is so strong. It's not going to be the true bright orange, but it's enough. I kind of feel like I want to do a little bit of, I'm going to do it. A little bit of, just a little dab of the orange across the top of the word pumpkin. Now you could tape all this off and make it look all smicko and special. I'm just going to add just a slight speckling there. It's just a touch, so it's kind of a bit of a blend slash ombre pumpkin, orange into black look. So it goes so nicely in the black frames, and as I said, in that sale you'll go there and you'll see a whole bunch of Halloween ones as well, which probably you guys would love on in the black. So here is the up close, and let's see if you can see that just a tinge, you can't see it very well, but there is a tinge of the orange up the top of the pumpkin there. So maybe I'll just add a little bit more, hey, because I can't really tell. I can tell here, but on the video screen, it's not looking as bright. Let's just grab a bit more from in the lid. Let's see if that stands out a bit more. There we go. It's kind of going a bit all over. I was just wanting to get it on the top. Oop. Kind of ripping my paper there. Oh dear. Because it's handmade paper, it's very soft, so I need to be a little bit more careful with that. Okay, now you can maybe tell. There we go. You can see a little bit of that orange coming onto the top of the word pumpkin. Okay, now again, the same thing. I'm just going to use the glass from the frame to frame that out. And all it is, well, look at that. It pretty much fits perfectly. I might just have to cut a little bit off. It's been torn so nicely on the edges for a torn look, but we'll just cut that off so that it fits in the frame without sort of warping or anything. Just needs the slightest trim. This is handmade paper, a friend of mine. Shout out to Sue, who's a bit of an artist. And there we go. Pop the glass in the frame, and again I will do a second coat on that black frame because it's not quite covered really well, but you'll get the general idea. Oh, don't tell me, guys. Don't tell me I've used the wrong frame for the wrong glass and this one slightly doesn't fit. Okay, so that's what's happened is I've used one of these. That's what happens when you don't number your frames. Let's see if this one fits better. Pop it out real quick. Let's pop this one in. And let's try this one in here. Yep, there we go. Okay, so now this one belongs to this one, but we're going to change that out and put our first pumpkin in here. Looks like we need to just cut a little bit more off the edge. Okay, and don't go anywhere because pretty soon we're going to be picking some winners for our live. Is that fitting better? There we go. All right, now I've forgotten which one goes where. I think we're right here. If we just test that out. Perfect. Have I got the right one in? Yes. So we've got our Sweet October. And here's let's put the right way up. The first pumpkin spice, I'll sit them all up in a row and let's get ready to announce our winners. There we go. Isn't that cute? I love it. And you can do that for your mantle. So I've got it on this piano that I'm painting for a theatre company here. If you missed that little section, go check out my Instagram stories and you'll see how I painted this piano. But there you go, lovely fall decor right there. Let's see who the winners are today. Drum roll. Got to do my drum roll. And we've got 3 lucky winners, and you'll just have to email Essential Stencil at support@essentialstencil.com. Don't forget, guys, here's all you need to do to grab those buy 2 get 1 free sale. That's got 3 days left. 3 days left of the sale. Click Sharon's link. You'll see that in the description or in the pinned comment of this video. Select the 3 items for your cart that you would like to choose from that link and use the code buy 2 get 1 at the checkout. Really simple. All the instructions are right there on the link, so you don't even need those instructions. All right, here's the winners, guys. They are Julie Jones, Diana Robbins, and Kathy Nelson Conda. Round of applause for those winners. Thank you so much for watching today. There's what we've come up with, and I'll go and finish those off, take some lovely pictures and pop them in our Stencil of the Month Club group. Now don't forget, if you're not in the Stencil of the Month Club, you can get 50% off your first month if you use my code IRestoreStuff, and that is at stencilofthemonthclub.com. The links are all up there in the description of the live. So guys, thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you again next week. Bye.